Alrighty, so it's 2:35 here. 24-hour candle. While today's price action wasn't, and notice that, right? Today's price action wasn't explosive, but the punchback this morning had some juice behind it. But we've just kind of been sitting. So the candle is, in fact, and this is a good thing to look back on and look at how that candle closed in the first place to get that break, right? That was one of the big differences is you reclaimed and pushed off of that floor. And so now we, like before, possibly looking at that 635 target directly up above us. Again, we'll come back to that at the close. Right now, on my radar, I am watching Netflix. Told you, obviously, there's a pretty solid setup. There's an empty space directly up above us through a box that we are approaching right now. Now, I got caught up on this one 2 days in a row. But thankfully, if you watched or if you had my stream up, I had that box set up on the lower time frame, 5 minute, and it reclaimed that floor, which kind of gave me a sign, especially making a higher high, that it could go and fill that empty space up above. However, right now it is stalling. So we have seen in areas like this immediate reversals, and if this is bearish, that's exactly what I would expect. If this is bullish, we should start pushing through some of these levels or holding and potentially gapping up. Um, SPY is sitting up at the highs right now. Still, I think, yeah, basically right at that previous wick here, but it is still holding its form. 4 hour candle still looking up at the moment. And again, going short today was probably pretty difficult. Yeah, it looks identical to SPY, 2 times off of the top. Um, so man, going into FOMC tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if it even gave us a little bit of that range. We'll see. It is propped up like it wants to go rip into all-time highs or something of that nature. But if you are watching Netflix or you got into Netflix, do be aware there's really nothing underneath us other than $85 to stop that retest from occurring. I should have made myself a new espresso tonic, but I did it. But I did it anyway. So when I'm lying awake tonight at 1 o'clock in the morning, that's my fault. All right. So other than that, if you guys have anything you would like for me to take a look at going into this close, let's take a look at IWM really quickly. Now this one, not fucking playing around at all. If you tried, and this is one of the reasons why I don't trade into structure. Let me say that again. I don't trade going into structure. If we've reclaimed structure, if we've closed, maybe. But if there are still solid levels in between me, when I take a contract, especially the shorter expiration, the emptier that space needs to be. So, for example, this crystal clear, right? No guide needed, save for the 50% mark, which is just your old resistance, I believe. Um, which is something to look at, actually, now that we're sitting where we're at right now with the hourly candle kind of pulling itself back up on the floor. One could be speculating at minimum a, hold on 1 second before I speak too soon here. Yeah, okay, I'm right. 265.85, right, through our pre-market. Actually, take a look at them as well. Swinging SPY or FOMC. If I'm going to fuck around with anything tomorrow, it'll be IWM. But yeah, IWM will be the number one candidate for trading with the. I mean, we'll see how Qs are. I mean, they look propped up like they just want to go. So anyway, we'll see what it does right here. This is an important. Wow, I should just go ahead and wrap this up. wrap it up. Um, but this is an important level to break. So watch this one as we go into the end of the day. All right. I didn't hedge UNH, bro. Biggest lesson I learned. If you go into earnings, I have a lot. I've gotten that message now for 3 to 4 years straight. People join, or not even join, but oh yeah, pins is nah. That one's done. I'm sure its time will come, and I'm not giving up on watching it. The faster it falls, the better it is. But yeah. But anyway, for earnings, I don't care if it. I mean, even on Schwab, right, where we got that punchback going into earnings, I still held some puts just in case. You never. Shit can happen. Everything could happen overnight. You could actually wick that high or wick that target above you, and then reverse off of it, and then the next day you're dumping down. So such a good setup. It is, man. But you know what? I still haven't. I mean, even the way it's bounced here, it's not a bad recovery of the floor. Actually, now that I look at it, yeah, not a bad recovery of the floor. It's still closing red as hell. But it does have this floor of 2377 to kind of hang out on. So Dow looks good. Yeah, DAL looks. I wonder if they're. Yeah, that. I mean, that does look really good. 6480, and then obviously touchdown. There is. This is actually one of those setups where I'm like, okay, all the profits, money get taken out right here, and then you can kind of explore with runners and see where, uh, it's going. So
He Potter, regarding, and maybe this is in one of the workshops, as I maybe have to get to it. But when you're hedging, so like using UNH as an example, I think it
uh,
closed at 350
yeah.
yesterday,
Hmm.
and now it's at like I think 280 is the last I saw it
Yeah. Yeah. My second
being.
target.
So is there a science behind the hedge, right? So it's like you'll have a bias towards a certain direction. I think Surpreet had bullish, right? So he was
Yeah.
thinking it's going to go up.
Hmm.
So he probably, had a call for maybe say 375 or maybe closer to the money.
Right.
But when you hedge, are you going way out? So would you have
Yeah.
chosen something like 275 or something?
So
Like
let's.
lower, the cost would have been lower.
So when you're going into earnings, whatever setup you can identify is realistic as far as it may be away, right? So because you're getting all the volume you need to make whatever move that chart is telling you it's going to make, or the possibilities on either side, and that's just happening overnight. So when we go into earnings, it does have to be, again, when I go into earnings, I'm trying to be really really specific, but I do not go into it one-sided. And if I do, or if I was bullish on UNH, the obvious analysis is 360 breaks, and then we're looking up into the 390s and obviously 427s. But we also have to say, well, what did we break or what did we build to get here? Right? It's not a box, it is a range. You see, it only has one top. Um, we had to break over and even retest inside of this 342 and 320 box. Not to mention, I said this going into this earnings, this is either because it filled up all of the empty space in the most recent price action, and it did it by going up and selling off and going up. And so every time you hit a new price target, instead of holding and showing strength, you kept pulling back and selling off. And this is one of the reasons that I said if you're going to look down, you got to look at the possibility of A, the empty space and vulnerability that you have underneath you that would be fueled, right? Obviously by the structure, you losing that 323 or you dropping back underneath 341, that will drop you down. And it's, yeah, those areas that you're targeting with your contract. So, what is the worst case scenario if you're long, this punches down, right? And loses the same thing that you would be looking for if it wasn't earnings. Whatever you broke to get here, you cannot lose. So you're playing that out in your mind. Well, if this rejects, loses that, and breaks down underneath this structure, what do I have to catch me? Well, I said 305.75, 298, and because of that empty space underneath us, possibly even 271. Those were the three potential targets underneath us. So you have to go and look at those contracts and pick one, right? Based on your risk to reward. If you're closer in the money on on the call side, and you're trying to keep your risk low, you probably look at the 305s, right? It's the most realistic target under us. It's where we bounced, built, and broke to fill that empty space up to the upside, regardless. So, um, and by the way, that channel that we drew, it is bouncing. So if you are looking at UNH, it's purely speculative, but it could be looking at a bounce, maybe now. What's up, rookie? So when you go into earnings, the goal is to find what is the same. If I'm looking at this bearishly, what needs to happen in order for me to get that empty space? Because I'm not taking that trade if it doesn't happen. And the same thing would be true on the UNH, right? You got empty space above. You also have empty space below, right? And that's where we've sunk our teeth into. We haven't filled all of it up, but we did sink our teeth into that. And I think one of the things I did mention as well, that obviously with this channel, is that if you go back watch the live yesterday, I talked about
Yeah.
this one. So
Yeah, no, I think the critical thing that he just said was it was making highs and then it was selling off, and it did
right,
that multiple times. I liked that analysis, and that probably could have been a telltale sign on the charts saying that the highs are not being
sustained, yeah.
staying. Yeah, and so okay,
S-
that's a
a-
good perspective. Thanks.
and we can look at it like this, right? Look at this box, right? Big move up. You come back, you bounce, you build, right? You're not selling
Mhm.
off, and then you move higher. That's how you do it, right? Look over here, build. And that's actually where you come back to get all of this volume. But
Mhm.
in on this journey, you move up, you sell off. You move up, you sell off. You move up, you sell off. And it's all empty space, right? So it should
Right.
move fluidly. That already is telling you that sellers are taking advantage of that buying opportunity. And yeah, there is a bearish hint of hint to it. And then the last and final analysis, is and what I mentioned yesterday is when you go into earnings and you've successfully filled up the empty space, that's either going to be a retest going into earnings, or B, you're done, right? And it might
Yeah.
might even stay in range. So, but
Yeah.
that is
Like
also
now,
something. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry. And now looking at the chart like this, as you've drawn it, the fact that it hit cost basis and wasn't, moving on top of cost basis would have actually meant going bearish would have actually been the
Yeah.
right approach. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
could have been a way to
yeah.
look at it as well. So
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Cashed out on Apple. Nice. Okay, so a little pullback here through the box. You just ripped ass. How are you falling? Not too shabby right now. Okay, so this would be a situation just in case of a failure, because we're not just moving forward, which I think it's just a matter of timing. Because again, I look for tiny little signs, right? Attention to detail. That little bit right there, right? So realistically, we actually popped up, created a range, and then built a box. Your trigger for tomorrow's continuation on Apple is there. You also have that, and that could, yeah, honestly, that's lined up perfectly with the wick right there. So that could be a confluential retest level. If not, the worst case scenario is you're probably looking at 257, 256.60 at worst. So if you can uh, find a good one there, contract wise, if you're still in. But all right. Let's see what else do we got here today. If you guys have anything need me to take a look at, still looking for a good small account trade to get ye old pops in. I decided if I'm going to take a trade on his account, it'll be done after several shots of tequila. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Peanut butter tequila. Diabolical. All right. USAR rips it open, then goes down. Welcome to taking as much money as people who are chasing rare mineral earths as humanly possible. And that is what that looks like. Straight up.
Pump and dump.
I mean, yeah, you just brought it up to it really just gave sellers, a retap. This curling, though, it filled its gap pretty good, man. So that's pretty interesting. All right, let's see here. What else do we get? MSTR to the end of the week. Micro strategy. Okay, so up end of week. So there's not much on this chart that's telling me that we're going up. And I think I mentioned this, yeah, on the weekly. This has to be one of the easiest charts to interpret at this point in time. I mean, yes, the wicks are not aligned. 190.65 is aligned when you find that confluence. Usually it's a good sign that somewhere on the 24-hour, that's going to be a level. But with that being said, and this is something that you guys, anybody on TikTok, you guys can take this with you. When you fall into a box, it's a cage. And in order to get going and touch anything or escape, you got to get outside of where sellers control the price. And that's 182.70 on the weekly. And so with that being said, what about this, other than we're building, which is a positive, you've got a gap up above. That's also a positive. But in terms of setup, now what you will notice is that 182 is there. Now watch this. Your signal, my good sir, is here. So I would also look at this, which seems to be extremely tight form of control. That is also leading you to a possible 144 target. Now I'm not a wizard, but I do some magic. I don't do magic, but I do some magic. Now, if you look right here, let's see that little floating line right there? That's me. Oh my God. We're locked in. So now I need to see some emojis or something like that. Did anybody just see what that translation from the weekly to the 24-hour and how 24-hour time frame analysis can and the confluences between the higher and lower time frames can lead you to solid high confidence price targets. Did I, or is it, if anybody
Yeah.
did not get what I just showed you,
The weekly top of the box is the 24-hour cost base.
no, that's not what I said. You're grounded. This, I built this channel, right? I priced in the bottom of that channel without looking at anything else, and then zoomed back out and found that the bottom of my 24-hour channel, where if we do make a new low, since we're not responding to the floor, if we do fall, that would be the median price, right? So that's just a high confidence price target to look for to the downside, which would complete the limited edition channel set. Wow. All right. Anyway. DMAGG, please help me. I have a $300 call on UNH. I'm losing 40%. Do you think it will go up tomorrow? What made you do that? Take trades if you are bullish and something is falling, take it when it climbs up. on something that you can set a stop loss on. Does that look like something that you could probably set a stop loss on? Yes. Yes, it does. Is that what is currently being rejected right now with some limp dick ass candles on the floor? 100%. So as of right now, if you're, I cannot say, yes, it's going to go up. I can only react, which is always smarter than trying to, ooh, that's nasty. So hopefully you're nearing a bottom. I think I mentioned the 280 mark being a possible target to the downside. But the reality is that you need to reclaim your floor and make it through the median of this range here. Okay. Oh God, he's back. He's back. All right, what else do we got? 4 minutes here until 3. I do have Netflix, but I'm about to watch it fall down. You guys want to watch with me? It's gonna be great. Starbucks on the 105 target. Is this earnings tonight? Is it tonight? Or tomorrow? No, not you, Myra. No, not you. Can anybody confirm or deny? Everybody's so quiet. Tomorrow morning. Okay.
I'm still processing what you did with that weekly and 24-hour chart a while ago.
Really? If anybody has any
all I
questions
seen
on
was
what
the
that,
top of the box when you did it. That
well, I
matched
mean,
up with
that's
the
right too. That is true. I did say that before, but I was talking about like, yeah, when I went down there to, or what was the ticker? Fuck. I've already moved on
Could you
mentally in my
show it
mind.
again?
Show what again?
I think it. Oh shit! No, I just lost.
Yeah, do you see how that works? You see what I'm dealing with, dude? Yeah, what is that? I think it's
remember the
Lil
ticker.
Wayne. Lil Wayne
Oh,
said,
MSTR.
that's right, MSTR. Lil Wayne said, I forgot more hit songs than you'll probably ever write. Or so who said that? I forgot who said that.
Kanye.
Kanye said that. That's
I
right.
forget better lines that y'all can come up with.
Yeah. No, I forget better I forget plays that these motherfuckers can't even fathom. No, 24-hour time frame does have a box. So both are. I mean, honestly, but that's what makes this just so beautiful. Anyway, I drew a channel, right? That's what I did. I did that on the 24-hour. And then when I looked down and said, well, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, I just went to the weekly after placing a line on that channel and just found it to be the perfect 50% mark of that massive weekly range, which is just a confluence between the two, letting you know that, yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to attempt to bounce off of that level if price gets down there. When you have two higher time frame confluences like that, both lining up, hot damn.
That's some
You know?
strong line.
That's some strong lines, man. It's lines from the 80s. It's strong. All right. Pinterest. So it is recovery, right? On the 4-hour, it's cool. On the 24-hour, it's just getting back up to that candle close. So significant candle close. Now, I'd like it to pull itself up a little bit more. Otherwise, we will be retesting tomorrow. And this is actually something you guys can take with you too as well. If you notice, it's 50% of that candle. So tomorrow, there's a good chance, and that'll be our next leg up. So if you're looking to swing it, right, but there is no structure, and damn, I'm nasty sometimes. Look at this. Pause. Look at it. Fuck off. Look at that. If that's not the perfect retest level from the higher time frame now to the lower time frame. Sorry, I get a little amped up sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this. Now with Pinterest, it might and then get you back up there. But anyway, not a bad
Hey, Carter,
recovery.
did you go over Starbucks?
I did. In my mind. You guys didn't get that mental message? That's crazy.
Nope.
So I see a 93.50 underneath you, right? And a lot of things have gone up to retest. And so while this does look excellent for that move up into 103, the only alternative here, folks, because we got to look at it, right? We have to be, realistic, is this weekly level right here at 88. So if you are looking for a hedge and this is 1, 2, 3, and we don't know the result, we're through the structure. So you could say that if wicked off of and on earnings and bounced off of, that could be okay. But if we lose that, we're probably going to be looking down into that weekly empty space. Now, for the good part, yes, the first target to the upside on the 24-hour is the first green candle at 103.17. If the fucking coffee is hot, right? Yeah, I don't trust that. Then perhaps we see all of that filled up. So other than that though, what's up?
What I was looking at, like today's 24-hour candle bounced on cost basis of the box on the left side. So that's what I was looking at, this being further down, like the other consolidation that we have. Yeah, that one before.
This?
No, keep back. Keep on back. Back. One more. Yep, that one. So I was looking at a cost basis bounce of that.
When I look at this, my autism tells me, even if that's just an after hours, yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, again, don't go one-sided into it. I mean, I don't have any issue with the way that it's going into earnings, because what is it doing that we don't want it to do if you're bullish? It's holding, right? And that's good, because after you make a long-winded rip, we need to know we still have supplies. So, we'll see. Netflix? Yeah, I'm watching Netflix right now. And it's, you know what? I said that and I did that. And you know what? I was kind of egging it on. I thought, it's actually, do you know what? Don't talk about it. I'm already in. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. 86.70 is my target for tomorrow. K-pop Demon Hunters. Woof. Up with a good close. That is a boxed wolf. What can I say? Other than, yeah. Did you say if you took it, if you're looking out, right? You're looking over candle close 1626. As far as the 24 hours concerned, nothing's pushing you back right now. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The only thing I can't tell you, which honestly, a big rip up to resistance can be sketchy if you do not break. So if you got a rejection here, then uh-oh. But other than that, it looks all right. Second. Okay. Who the fuck is Dr. German? Why'd you guys tell me that my chart looks like hot dog doo-doo water right now? All right. Yes. Keep dropping your requests, guys. It is 3:05. We got plenty of time here. UAMY. Yeah, we're not live on YouTube today, so I'll have that up tomorrow, though. It'll be fine. EBI. Okay. It's such an interesting, like, ticker. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, floor, you're closing green up against it. It doesn't look bad. You're just using your old price targets, 1019 and 1050 as checkpoints. But other than that, I mean, yeah, you bounced, Bill. Doesn't look bad. IBM. What are we looking at here? Besides a massive 24-hour box range. Yeah, what are we looking at here? I really can't make a prediction on this one. I mean, it is known to do this, very similar. Get to the top, range it out, dump, and you have the empty space for sure to do it. But that has not happened yet. And I don't really, I mean, today definitely you got another rejection here, but you haven't lost your floor. So, if you're gonna take it, if you're gonna take it, you gotta have time so you don't make the mistake of having a short expiration and trying to short a floor that can get real nasty if it doesn't work. I have 75 87 calls weeklies on Netflix, 30 Potter. I'm fist deep. Yo Unk, can you make me profitable in options? Real fan. Can't make you. I can help you. But I cannot make you. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? We got Cores. What the hell is this? We talked about this one a while back. Yeah, 24-hour doesn't make much sense, but this does. So it's still 2015 to the upside, and then the overhead at 21. And I mean, that's really nothing else to add to it. It's an odd area of consolidation, but you do and have reclaimed the floor. So, oof, I might be a little bit off. Okay. So yeah, just 2013. So sorry, there are requests coming in pretty fast. I'm trying to keep up, guys. You officially reach Unk status. I've been getting called Unk now for a while. No, I do not sell mentorships. I think mentorships coddle people. I think it can delay some people's journeys, lots of people's journeys. Just got to thug it out, man. I think it's like parenting, right? In some ways, mentoring, it's like you got to let your kids fuck up because you can't tell them that if they do this thing that they are going to fuck it up and they're just going to believe you. Some kids are not like that. And so under the safety of your guidance, you kind of have to let them fuck up. If they don't believe you, if it's obviously not life threatening or maiming or financially devastating, some things you got to buffer. But some things, I mean, shit, once they're old enough, they got to live with some of the decisions that they make. And they have to understand that. And the more that you delay that, the more that they, it's like you're almost trying to help them make excuses. So I think be motivated and do not have a bad attitude. Like you have to know with some level of delusion. I know you're probably I'm not the first person that you've probably heard say this, but most business people will tell you anybody who's achieved any level, like there is a level, like you're just either you're just doing it, like it's this is what I'm going to do, right? No question, if, ands, or buts, or there's just this level of delusion where there's not you're just operating on that level in order to keep the negative thoughts out. And you're dedicated. You're showing up. You're being consistent. Those things matter. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things I've learned as a teacher is that some people just have to fail. That does not mean that they've lost or that it's over, but they have to fail. Some people that's rock bottom, and I mean some of those personality types, I'll try and tell them and be like, "Hey, yo," but like, yeah, man, it's everybody's different too. So like some people are super receptive to, they're coachable, I guess, if you will, right? And there's other people who are like, why are you telling me that? I got to go find out. And then they go and they find out. Potter, if Netflix hits 90, I'm joining the Discord. All right. Ivy, this guy has to send in feet pics. If he doesn't, ban him. All right. Also, when you get the feet pics, send them to his parents. All right. Anyway, empty space up above on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, yeah, white fiber. That's racist. Let's see here. Directly to the upside, 4-hour floor, 2567. I can't. It's not bad. What do the contracts look like that? Or look on that? All right, Netflix. Oh my God. The toe curling might commence. Toe curling might commence, friends. It would be nice to see this pay off because it's been a while since I got my ass not handed to me financially, but just got stopped out, that many times. I say that many times. It was only 3 times in 2 days, but this guy did slash feet cam. That's actually crazy. Your buddy, you gotta get out of here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Live is restricted for some audiences, uncomfortable and has been that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reasons: harassment and bullying. Well, I'm sorry. Is restricted for 10 minutes. Oh, it's just a little 10-minute ban. I can handle that. That's all right. That's all right. I've done my time before. That's how some dudes talk about jail, straight up.
Little penalty box.
They'll be like, "Man, I'll take a little year. It's no problem, bro. I'll just get my year done."
I do that on my head.
Yeah, I'll just take it to the road. So Wi-Fi 24 days out, $35, or excuse me, that's way too far. $25 strikes are kind of ridiculous. So you knock yourselves out. All right, BA Fastly cores. All right, Fastly, you're already in. I am in timeout. You selling Call for Tomorrow on Netflix? If somebody would like to buy it because it's at a premium, if anybody holding Q calls you just broke out, man, if you had a good expiration on those end of the week. I know we talked about that. I bullish to go short right now. I saw so many people trading futures accounts going short yesterday up against cost basis. And they were, oh my God, dude, it was honestly hard to watch.
Look at gold right now, Potter. Fuck.
Oh, I'm watching silver right now, and that was actually funny because it was between silver and Netflix, but this one curled over 99, and with that box up above it, I was like, oh, dude, you might have a little punch back into the 106 highs on silver. I know I'm not showing that chart, but yeah, gold's at all-time highs here, so everything, dude, that's crazy. Our jewelry right now is getting is gaining value. All right, Fastly doesn't look bad. Does have a wide range to get to, but is moving through what looks to be a box. So above today's high. Yes. Now, what are you doing and what can you build on? Okay, so we need to find the stop. Oof, wide range. So that is and can be a problem. If you got in at the top, this is one of those areas where you could be looking at something along these lines before that continuation to the upside. So, what do you need to say? Yeah, do you notice how like these there's really wide fluctuations of price in here? And there's not like it's not like we're sitting on top of anything other than 1038. So I would say right now confidently that 1038, 1037 has to hold. So I just stumbled upon being able to zoom into Potter's charts. Game changer. What do you mean? I think I can also share my chart with the indicator with my drawings on it. I haven't been able to figure
You
out how
can
to
on
do that.
TradingView. Kareen has asked you a few times. I've wondered why you haven't done that.
Because I'm only good at trading and smart at that. Everything
So
else,
on Discord, I didn't know that you could zoom into your charts. So sometimes when you draw boxes and I want to look
Yeah.
at the cost basis,
yeah.
it gets hard because you kind of have it in like a 4 layout thing.
Yeah.
So Philo had told me once in chat that I can zoom in, and I couldn't figure it out doing it. But today I accidentally figured it out. So
You accidentally did it? That's awesome.
yeah.
BA actually right now I can prescribe it looks super bearish. I mean it really does. Oh no. Man, I have like almost a physical reaction to wanting to trade BA. Like it's like real PTSD. Yeah, you don't be stupid. I'm being stupid. Look at that. I'm gonna fight off a dumb thought right now. You're making higher highs. You have empty space up above. Yeah, I'm gonna call for more range or at least this space up there to get reversed on. Gotta be careful, but oh my god, it will clap those cheeks. All right. With that right there, building, you're right on that floor, bouncing like you have. I mean, and that empty space up above. You also have a little like if you were to go short, maybe check that out. Not bad. You used to never trade BA? Yeah. I'm gonna blame that one on Chad. Where's Chad at? Is he in here? Chad, can you take that blame?
That's the
What
first stock
what
I
have you been in
traded.
before?
Uh,
Elf?
nah, no, you said Elf.
BA?
BA.
Take your pick. Target?
All
Got a
right,
lot of them.
I'm moving up to 15 milligram pouches, so I'm popping one in right now. So if I go unconscious, just DM Manny.
Yeah, sorry about BA. You had your chance though a couple days ago.
I
It
know.
popped, and then it still has a chance. We got till the end of the week.
If I can get Alex and Ivy US based, and we have an office, dude, they're not going to be assistants anymore, dude. They're going to be trading. I'm going to just be in the center of a room. I'm just going to be like, Ivy,
Yeah, I heard you're moving to
$98
San
calls,
Diego.
Netflix.
Bro, I'll come to Savannah and work throughout the week for that.
Move in.
Yeah, y'all got an extra room. You know what? I'll sleep by the coffee machine.
By the coffee machine. That shit better be fresh, dude. The minute my eyes uncrust, dude, I need to ice cold espresso tonic.
Just call me Jeeves, bro. Just call me Jeeves.
He said, "Jeez." All right, folks, it is 3:20. Let's go ahead and take a step back. Let's take a look at the cues. I am watching my trades on Jesus Christ, gold. God, dog. Anyway, going back to the cues, the analysis this morning was you opened up out of range. Take this lesson with you, even if you hate my guts. If you open up outside of something that has been held down forever or even just recently, price is going to expand further up. Now, the journey has been moving a little bit slow, but what are we moving through? Not empty space, but the overhead price target within this range, right? And it's just that is 635. Now, That's the first target, but obviously all-time highs could be right behind it. Remember, Q's is the only ETF that did not, right? Remember, here and here, both SPY and IWM were, I think, making new highs. So, all right, moving on. Make assistants get Neuralink for faster communication. Oof, that's rough. No, yeah, tonic water. All right, let's see here. SPY. So obviously the diagnosis right now, you're not really seeing sellers step up. You're not really seeing anybody push anything back. So FOMC is tomorrow. Remember, Wednesday, FOMC, federal funds rate, all 2 o'clock, which, you know, again, look at today's price action. It's weird how they're propping us up going into this. But again, if you feel uncomfortable, just stick with your setups that are clear. I'm just going to throw this out, and only this, right? If we were to actually see FOMC drive price down because of the gaps and empty space on SPY, opposed to the Qs, which I'm not shorting that thing, that would be my preferred setup. SPY and IWM, which was different this morning, but all right. Now, that being said, again, it is leading into the highs. I'm not taking this short right now. The wick is obviously the overhead target, and from there, it's psychological numbers, more than likely 700. You could probably go look at those calls and see the volume sitting on those. No, not live on YouTube today, man. My OBS it says something about a driver, so I'll be live on it tomorrow morning. So
Hey Potter, are you taking requests right now?
not yet. I'm finishing up the ETFs really quickly.
Oh, okay.
All good. So I do want to set up a possible speculative trade, and I think that IWM has shown us its new box, that new. Actually, holy shit, this looks identical. Freaking identical. So with that being literally, wittery. I mean, it's look, pop, down. This candle, obviously, but with that candle, remember what I told you? That is oftentimes sellers' worst nightmare. Now, that being said, how could we prove this analysis to be possibly true? We would have empty space up above. We do. We have a target of 268.87. We honestly have a floor. Yeah, I think out of the ETFs, that might be a good swing. That might be a low. Let's take a look at those contracts. My buy. Ivy, 300, 270 strikes. Now! Oh, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Honestly, those 269, 268.
What expiration you looking at?
Tell me what you think.
Tomorrow?
One day.
Yeah, where it's lower time frame, empty space. I'm trying to pick target-based contracts to lower the risk so I can buy more contracts for less. Because my analysis is fire, as in terms of target-based. I'm not being cocky when I say that, but I have to trust my targets. If you don't think your analysis is fire, why the fuck are you trading? Excuse my language. But anyway, 268, 269. And if you're feeling the dollar store contracts are the 270s, but you got to sell them pretty quickly. There's only one.
I love how you said that. The dollar store contract.
It is. But that is the only hurdle, 266.86. Why is that not going away? It's definitely been longer than 10 minutes, right? No, it hasn't. It's been 4 minutes. My perception of time is skewed. Alrighty, so with that being said, if you are taking that, what would you do? Because it's not triggered. You would hedge. And what would you pick? The worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario? That you move through below the floor that you hit today and you drop down to 260. Okay. So you can do 259, right? Look at the 264 strike for tomorrow, right? Then look 2 strikes past that. Now imagine we're sitting at 260. You can, but listen, the further you are from actuality, which I'm just saying from the contract actually becoming or going in the money, the further the target is away from that, the quicker you have to be about selling your position, because any move against you is doo-doo water. But again, you are using low risk, hopefully, when you're doing this. Everything that I do is low risk, including when I speculate on potential positions like this. So we'll see as we get towards the end of the day. It'd be nice if we would kind of move up over 264, so our 265, so that way I know this isn't just a retest, which will lead us back down. But at the end of the day, we'll see what we get. What's my Twitter? I don't really do Twitter, man. It's Buttersocks Trading, but my assistant, she runs that. She will argue with you, though. Maybe talk a little shit. Better watch out. You could get roasted for by Ivy for free on my Twitter. Violence knows no bounds. Okay, that's kind of juicy. Kind of juicy. Now, what's above it is very unattractive, right? That's not what I want. But the structure above you, cost basis, very clear. Now you've hit the floor. You've hit this seller controlled level and you've bounced again. So the baton has not been passed. I think we might have discussed how fast it had fallen the last time we talked about it. So this is a great start, yes, to potentially get you up to and only here, which would be the area that you are in need of a break. You have successfully now filled up your empty space, but you honestly kind of exhausted yourself doing it. So you need to build and stay above 1285. All right, leave it at that. Your chart looks great though. NNE. Now your chart is on. Oh yeah. So this is obviously. You're leaving this floor. Why are we leaving that floor out? You see that? 1, 2, 3. That's the whole enchilada. My chart looks a little different than yours. No, yours is just on the 4-hour. That's why. So there, candle closes are right there. So that's the box. So that's a box for show. Now, if maybe you are on the lower time frame, okay. Man, it doesn't translate super well, but that does move down ever so slightly, which it does have you opening up on cost basis. That's what had you going up and out. And so that's what's stopping you. And so this is what will hold you up. Your best bet for bullishness is building in there. Unless you can just get over that wall. All right, what else do we got here, guys? I'm going as fast as I can here without compromising or giving you shitty analysis. Yeah, Roblox really didn't respond to that floor, did it? It did retest today, and it is heading towards that floor. So tomorrow, I mean, I have a channel target of around. Oof, that channel is all fucked up. I mean, no, it is actually still intact though. 65.75. That there is more empty space down below. 70.20. So $70 basically could give you a target of 67. But you haven't officially lost anything yet, so it's something I'd be keeping an eye on. Ew, gross. Wi-Fi contracts are just do you put signals in your premium? We don't do signals, guys. Yeah, if you're following me, my thing is if you're gonna commit, if you're gonna try to make money in the stock market, you and millions and millions of other people are trying to take shortcuts, and signals is just one of them. Bots is another one, right? It's or flow or whatever it is, and nobody's seemingly making that work. I don't believe that there is really a shortcut. I think if you're going to do this, you have to have a strategy, even if that meant that you had a strategy for taking signals. I mean, like you have to have a strategy. So no, I teach people how to become independent traders, and then together we all do what we're doing right now to look for good plays, build up solid watch list, and pick the ones that are right for us. So I mean, tomato, except for my tomatoes are juicy. Whoa, don't clip that. All right, anyway, let's see here. What do we got next? They said I was harassing and bullying. Yeah, Wi-Fi contracts are kind of ass. So all right, what do we got next? Keep dropping your request, even if I miss it on TikTok. All right, so you try to stop yourself from shorting Wi-Fi. Or from SoFi, sorry.
I was like, what are you talking about? Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So you want to buy some SoFi February 20th, $22 puts? I got them. I'm only down 8%.
Oh, you got them for sale right now. Oh, okay.
No, I'm just playing. Don't buy them. But okay, so I can't. I'm not gonna like say no, right? SoFi has. There's a dude pretending to be you named Potter Socks. I don't know if you've seen this. Yes, there's thousands. If you go Google or type in my name on TikTok, you're gonna see more profiles than you could possibly fucking imagine. It's ridiculous. Okay, so shorting SoFi, right? Let's paint a picture. Now, in previous sessions, bouncing and then completely reversing was not enough, right? He just bounced the next day. So this, while I would say is enough, it's just not. And it is possible that we see an engulfment tomorrow if that floor is not, and I mean it, I think we have to gap down. I think it has to happen in order, and I'm holding my short for that reason, because one thing that I told myself because we took this position, days and days ago, is that as long as it didn't recover the floor up above it, as long as it stayed below, we were good. This is the third time. So if you were short, I really can't, again, abide by your stop loss. We're looking for a gap down. As far as responses go, again, I've tried to do this already. I've already tried to short SoFi, and I ended up calling the upside play because I was like, yo, this thing, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It does not want to go down. So I think this time around, off of the bounce, the 3 refusals at the top would speak more short, but without the confirmation of us having lost those lows. So, I mean, it is still up in the air. If you can find yourself a low risk position, again, SoFi is something that is very heavy, but I mean, I would even say that it's, with what you're looking at, you might, if you're trying to get all of this, you might need to be all the way out until February or June and July, to be able to catch all of that. So anyway, I think one of the reasons that it is so difficult to get this thing down is it just has so much structure directly underneath it that it's been drawing off of. So. Silver looks bullish. I'm long on Netflix, and Netflix is actually about to give me a second break over 85.50. You should see a strong push to 85.71. Really, really liking how this one is closing right now. I'm swinging Netflix. I'm dedicated now. All right, let's see here. Yep, please drop your charts or your request, NVIS. My God, Chunky, I need a direction on this one, brother. Which direction are you looking at taking this one? You're looking for the upside? Okay, we've discussed this one before. So it is bouncing off of what I interpreted to be the old breakout and median or 50% mark. When I say median, it's 50%, right? Same thing. But that right there was one of the first goals. So $100.77, and then a break over 105 is what I think could fuel that in the right direction, with that resistance in mind. So not empty space up above you, but CRWV. Second target got slapped today, especially if you're in longer expirations. This was the second target. So now, just like here, you might see a little bit of building. This box that you're sitting on top of right now could be utilized for that. I would even look at a retest off of 106.60. Yeah, right around there, 106 and 106.60, going into tomorrow for that bounce. But you are looking at, yes, the next lower time frame punchback, and there is another play on CRWV all the way up in here. So prop firms got the most insane ROI. What do you mean I can spend $50 to $100 to make 5K weekly? Yeah, I mean that is exactly how they get you guys. Once you have a system and like you're, but maybe, but I think that options, especially when you're in the beginning, once you've mastered this system, knock yourself out. I know some of you guys are doing it and doing it well, but that right there is where people like they'll be, maybe learning some ICT strategy for 2 months, and then they start buying prop firms, and then the cycle. I have done SoFi short sims. Well, that's an interesting name. All right. I didn't even see the gains page today. Nice, 100%. Yeah, good job on that short. Did I just buy 80 of those 268s? Why'd you ask that? I don't like that. Stop watching that shit.
That was me.
You buy 80?
It is what it is.
I'm actually trying to buy
It is
4.
what it is.
I'd really love to see this thing get above 265. I don't, it's all right. What else do we got here? DVN up. Whoa. Wow, so many charts with ass. Okay, so you're in this range. You're at the 50% mark of that range. So the next target would be 41 over 45. There's a gap at 40 on the 20. So yeah, these charts are so difficult. So I would say $40 and 40.75 are your next targets directly up above you. All right, ELF. I mean, honestly, I think ELF might need more volume. It's not finding the volume that it needs, so I think it might come back to the box, which could give you guys a second opportunity to take it again. But like I said, I'm happy with the way that it's falling. Really, really happy with the way that it's falling. We gonna be on X for biggest IWM loss in history. Listen, the farther this shies away, if we sink under this box, I might flip the script. But Netflix faked me out today too, man. I got faked out on Netflix. I had to get back in. Same thing for Irin. That I mean, it's still true to the analysis. You did reclaim the floor today. I would be looking at $63 next. Netflix is holding really well right now. Love down. Ooh. Airlines about to take a great fall. That's tempting. Does that have earnings? When is earnings? When is earnings? Is that today? Can anybody tell me when earnings is? Because it says it's today. I gave you guys the trigger for Netflix earlier today. If you guys were in the pre-market prep, we talked about the trigger for Netflix. So, but I'm in this week, so
January 28th.
You said you don't dislike the silver swing, right?
no, don't hate it.
I'm
Watching IWM right
really
now.
on the fence about it. It's just expensive contracts.
Sorry, I'm watching. Did anybody find love? Is anybody?
I
January
saw on MSN
28th.
it said the 29th, but then I heard somebody else say 28th.
I'm looking right now. Southwest.
That's what
Let's see.
Thinkorswim says.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say this doesn't look good down to 38. It does. It does. I actually might. I might consider that.
That's aftermarket on the 28th.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. 38. All right. They're raising ticket prices. Interesting. You guys just give me the hardest charts known to man.
Bro, I thought it looked straightforward. I realized it was hard.
It's not. I mean, it's the price action in this one. Like that right there. That is terrible. That right there is. I mean, and not to say that it doesn't go, but I mean, look at the price action on how it gets there. It's just. Ugh. Yeah, filling up your empty space. It's like taking your grandpa through a walk in the park. It's not as easy as it sounds. Assuming your grandpa can't walk, you know. There is empty space up there. So, I mean, this isn't a terrible close. You need to be above 44.89. It's just the price action on this one. The way those candles move. It just takes, go look back, study, look at how that price moves. Look at this. And then, look at Netflix, on the hourly, it's got better, some more solid volume filled candles. Apple, same thing. So just a little bit better price action than that one. There's a lot of yeah, what did I say about Irene? I think it was 63, right? So yeah, 63 would be my next. I mean, there is some lower time. There's a lot of lower time frame bullshit in between you, but a lot of these trades that you guys are taking, nothing against, especially if it's working out in your favor. But if it does not have empty space in front of it, I do not trade it. It's the reason why fucking Southwest Airlines looks good to me. Down. It's got empty space. What else do we have? Tesla up. Oof. I mean, with earnings, man, you're going into earnings. And I've said this again. It's hard to be bullish on this. It is hard to be bullish. One of the main reasons I find it difficult to be bullish is, again, when you break out, when you spend this much time to try to get out, you execute a higher time frame punchback, and then you twiddle and dump, and then you're trapped. That to me, especially with going into earnings with these 3 rejections overhead, it's you know, and that's to say at the same time, it's like these have been like the pink. These are basically like the buffers. I mean, between A and B. So, you know, the hope would be that you see this massive fucking red candle all the way to 360, but you know, how realistic is that? Especially with Elon, you know. I think right now, if you stay in range, if you stay here, you could say that target and that target, literally. All right, 346. I don't like that. Netflix is not finding strength here, so item here. Sorry. I mean, if you decide to buy calls on this as it rips into all-time highs, the risk is high. I mean, you're definitely trading it in the right direction, but Microsoft, it does not look bad for that potential punchback going into earnings. You did get 3 bars going straight to cost basis, so the next overhead target would have to be here. And then, I mean, looking at this as a range, I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled off a 526 move if it went well, if you unloaded the volume inside of this box. All right. Yeah, the discount for yearly is gone today tonight. Oracle. Still thinking downside on this one. It's definitely still exhibiting that retest today, double whammy. So I would be watching tomorrow as it approaches 170, 190. If you get a candle close below that, you could be looking for that 165 target. Did I get out of my equity on ELF? No, absolutely not. No. That thing would have to. My stop loss has to earn me. No, but no, seriously, yeah, I'm pretty far away from getting stopped out on this thing. We're still good. Right. UNH, I think tomorrow could be your last or one of your bigger chances. UNH now on the 30-minute is looking better at a potential reversal. And I said this earlier, you got to get above 280, 350. And it's pretty easy. When something dumps and sellers are in control, they try to keep buyers' grubby little hands off of it. And that's what you're seeing in price action, at least all day. So back up above 280, 350, you can start working your way into those pockets of empty space. And yeah, recovery would be in order. But as of right now, you're stuck speculating. Imagine 500 people paying $5,000 for a course, easiest $2.5 million ever. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's some of the things I've chosen not to do. Love, I would go maybe a week past earnings. I'm not, trying to be a superhero on that one. EYTH Prince. Oh my God. Is this crypto? Oh, you tricked me. You tricked me. It's funny how crypto always follows the same setup though. I bet you the 4 hours a little cleaner. Yeah, it is. Every time. Is it the 4? Yeah, I guess it would be. So you basically got a wick off of cost basis. You did wick up to the same wick right there. And then you were driven down below. So the goal here would be to A, utilize this space to build if you're going to get that punch back. But that right there is telling you that that's where this goes back up. Period. End of story. And I mean, it has a pretty decent setup to do that. The only thing missing is the empty space. You trade 1 day, 5 minute, 15 minute, or 1 minute. I don't get stuck like that, Nick. Every chart, yeah, I don't. It's so silly that people think that there's like a predominantly better time frame to trade on. There's not. My theory is, Nick, that if the higher time frame and lower time frame both show the same setups, whether it doesn't matter what strategy you're using, if your strategy works, you know, whatever higher, lower time frames, then that should have you focusing on the higher time frame, because the higher time frame, higher reward, bigger play. Less the lower time frame could be in a higher time frame range and make it extremely difficult. So I focus on finding my plays on the 24-hour weekly time frame, taking them off of confirmation on the 24-hour candle close. But I'll manage those trades if they're moving really fast. I look for structure. So if I need it, right? A lot of the times, like right now, while I'm watching Netflix right now, and you know what time frame I'm watching Netflix on? The 15. Do you know why? Because that's where it's clean. It's clean. 15-minute hold. We're doing everything we need to do. I don't have any business now. Had I taken it maybe like at cost basis, and it's moving really, really fast, and we're right here, I mean, really, I wouldn't, I didn't, but I know that empty space is going to fill. But if this was like a huge bit of empty space, it would be in there, right? Let's say we hit our imbalance. I would zoom in to try to find structure, which it doesn't have any. So I'll do what's necessary to find a setup, or when I find a 24-hour setup, I move down and I do top-down analysis. So 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, and my goal is to find the lower time frame setup in the higher time frame setup, so that way I can use that lower time frame trigger to take my trade. And that could be the hourly, that could be the 15-minute, and that's for the chart to decide. I don't get to make rules like this is the best time frame to trade on, when I have watched certain tickers trade best or be clearest on the 45-minute time frame. Nobody uses that shit, but some stocks are cleaner there. I remember the first time I used the 2-hour time frame. It was on JMIA, because all the other time frames were jacked. They just look bad. But I went to the 2, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, hold on. I've got clear structure. Do you use MA lines or MACD? MACD's useless. MACD's useless. It's just a fear-based indicator, in my opinion. I need to know that momentum's moving in my direction, and that momentum can dissipate. It's a lagging indicator. I do not use lagging indicators with a strategy that is forward thinking, right? If this, then that. I can't do that. So EYTH, I'm not picking that stock up. Yeah, I'm not picking that one up. And in Amsterdam, I am. No, order flow's too much, Calvin. Order flow, I don't need order flow. Listen, just to prove my point on that, do I need order flow to tell me that empty space moves fast? No, I don't. And if I did, then I would just have a reason to get out. I would just have a variable that tells me, oh, My orders. No, I take structure. I take floor reclaims. I use that as my stop loss. Listen, I've gone through order flow. I've gone through whole ribbon indicators. I've gone through MACD. I've gone through all, I mean, you name it. I fucking used it or tried to use it or tried to figure out what it was all about. I've gone through them and they're all they all bring anxiety with them and they're lagging. We're looking at live price action. So lagging
There's a
indicators.
punchback bottom on silver.
Hi ho silver.
Yeah, the one you were
Away.
just talking about on the lower time.
Yeah, there she goes. I would assume that
Oh.
tomorrow that will be your first stopping point, and that'll be if you don't gap up to it.
Somebody say full port silver.
No,
What about
we did not do
RSI?
that.
No
No.
RSI. I mean, I don't know, man. This system is works too well. I have not
Everything.
found something that flows well with it. And if you're making 500% on your trades, 300% on your trades, and you're not using any indicators, why would you? You know what I mean? Why would I?
Hell yeah.
If that's what made me, if that was okay, so like let's just pretend, right? RSI is on my chart, and it says that it's moving down, and I'm like, oh, I don't know now, but the setup is clear. Now I have a variable on my chart that again, it's lagging. It's changing as price action comes in. So anyway, the system works too well. There you go, Netflix. There you go, buddy. All right, you got a few minutes to decide here. Listen, I just want to repeat on IWM. I am not heavy. You shouldn't be either. The contracts are too damn cheap. There is a lot of empty space up above us for us to stretch. There is also that very clear target to the downside. It's an unusual candle that we're looking at here. It's not a 24-hour Potter box strategy setup. So if you're taking it well, you're well aware of what the risks are. Okay, so it is. I like it because it is cheap. I like it because we're going into FOMC, and I especially like it. And it could be even something that you take advantage of tomorrow, because that lower time frame, empty space, and both of the targets on each side are pretty clear. So,
Potter, can I see your box on the 24 on Netflix, please?
sure. You show me yours, buddy.
Don't tempt me, bro.
Oh,
Send some
Lord.
feed pics.
So I don't even know if I have I don't have a box except for
Would
that
you
one up
box that
above.
little bottom part out, or is that more of like a range on the 24? If you were to box it,
What, this right here?
yeah.
No,
That's
there's
it.
no need for a
No,
box right
okay.
here. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, it doesn't have enough structure to call it a box. The only thing that I see is us bouncing off of that green candle here. It would be super dope if by the end, look at Netflix. You're my hero. You're
It's
my
crazy, bro. How
fucking
it just
hero,
it's about
dude.
to turn green, dude.
I love this shit, bro. And you know what? I fucked up that trade twice. But what did I say after I got out? It's still a good ass setup.
Mm-hmm.
I got back in.
The 2 hour on Netflix looks, I mean, it boxable. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here.
Oh shit.
What did I say?
Said it boxable.
That's more of a range, dude.
That's me
too.
streaming
It's kinda
K-pop
hard to
Demon Hunters.
box it.
Yeah, if you got kids, watch K-pop tonight.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
like my kids. I don't know how many times my daughter
Do
watched
you hear
that,
that?
bro.
Do you hear
They watch
the?
it
Do you
like a
hear how
million times.
worn out he is by K-pop Demon? He couldn't even get it out. He's like, God, I'm fucking no more K-pop. Please,
No more
God.
K-pop.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we're looking for a punchback tomorrow through this box up yonder into this floor right here. And then at that point, if we got positive news, we might be able to get a trade up into there, but that's the second part. That's part 2. You bought it? Is that I see? I'm not. That's got to be mad new. I don't have that. Interesting. Can I explain IWM? Yes. So when I know that we are going into a volatile event, one of the things that tips me off to potential trades or potential profits is how we fell or what's around us, right? So I see pockets of empty space like this one on IWM, or even if you're looking in here. So that's one of the things that's tipping me off right now, that if we can get above 266.65, that we should be looking up to that 268. Now, because of the lack of the 24-hour setup and most of this being here, we also can acknowledge that because of the 3 rejections or the tap, that if this is, and I love the 4 hours looking really good, but if we are below the 263.50 floor, we're looking at a touch here and down here in the 260s. So that is also a potential trade. And if you look at where we're waking off of, it's off that floor. So again, below this floor, we go to our next one. So, all right. Perfect. Where do we type for stock evaluation? Chat bubble. Yeah, make sure it's... All right. And if you're just joining the Discord and you do have live trading, like you just, it's really important that you do a whole lot of watching, right? But also asking questions. So if you're brand new, welcome to the Discord. Everybody in here is using the same strategy as you, which is awesome because you can talk to the people in here about what they're looking for, because that setup is more than likely going to be something that you can look for. But be sure to ask questions, write those down. But let's see here. All right, Netflix has got a hook in that floor right now. Cues look like hot dog water. Is your Discord name Chef Potter Stocks? That would be it, yes.
El Jefe.
Yeah, hold on, wait, hold on. Make sure, is it Jefe? Why does it just say Potter? It should just say Potter, actually. I changed it.
Look at gold, how it just boxes out and just rips, dude. MGC. Fuck.
You guys are never gonna see anything like that on gold probably in our fucking lifetime, dude.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Yeah.
And all the new people don't fucking trade futures. Learn the shit first, Potter's system, before you guys even think about trading futures.
I really
Otherwise,
think that the more patient that you are,
you're gonna get smoked. Yeah.
yeah.
Just be patient.
Yeah, and I don't want to tell people like, prop for, like, obviously you guys are proof that you can make it work, and that it is achievable. But what I don't want you to do is fall into the same trap that I don't think millions of people are in, which is you get started, you start learning, but before you really feel, and the terrible thing is a lot of them do like a ton of back testing, but back testing can actually be counterproductive because you're responding to setups that have already happened, and they're not necessarily going to be every single time I step to the chart. I'm in a new problem solving position. Luckily, I have a system that allows me to navigate through that and make sense of it. But when you start trading, it's really interesting. When you start trading before you have the knowledge, the lack of knowledge comes sprinting at you. And all of a sudden you're getting fucking clocked and everything. And now that's your sign that you don't know anything, right? And instead of backing off, people will go and buy the funded, they'll blow the account, and then they'll study up maybe for like a week or whenever, if they have the money, some of them just go right back at it. And it's like, okay, let's just evaluate here. You're probably not ready. you probably like, and it's tough to say, oh, well, I've got it now, right? Without trying. So if you try and you fail, but it goes horribly, back to the books. And if it's your strategy, which again, I can't, yeah, the ICT bullshit, it just doesn't, um, it's so much information that you have to be mulling over. And I didn't even truly understand this until recently, but like they've got the ICT strategy, but then they've got setups within the strategy like labeled. And it's like, damn, like now you have to like, okay, I like the turtle soup extension in the ICT fair value gap. Like, good God, like, there's no cohesiveness. It's just you're naming the parts of the market, but not all of those parts need to be named. Not all of them need to be recognized. I don't need to, always be looking at the 30-second time frame to try to find a setup when I know damn well that the higher time frame is the one that's in charge. So anyway. Yeah, you can use a demo account, but there's no emotion attached to it. And I mean, I will say, that's when a lot of learning is done, but you need to recognize that. That's what I love about options is you could take $50, $100, and you're not trying to trade around rules. You're trying to exercise your knowledge in the strategy. And you get a cheaper lesson. What's up?
Anyone take TXN?
Oh, someone's wealthy.
Yeah,
I heard
shit.
that. I heard that in his voice. He said, "Did anybody take any of the TXN contracts or steal
I have
my
not
gray
had
poupon?"
We were just talking about that shit, man. The gap on that fucking TXN, and look at what it did. Holy shit.
Look how you went into earnings. Look at that wick. Look at that candle close. Look at the lack of empty. Watch it. So this is 1. You're above it. That's 2. Let's go to the 4-hour. That's where your first green candle to your left. That's where you stopped. If you blow past that, you'll touch 210.64. You still do a monthly offer for people who took the class? Yeah. Yeah, I have a monthly option. I have one for people who've taken the class, and I have one for people who haven't. People confuse setups with strategy. We got to have a good strategy to find, or you have to know a strategy to find a good setup. But it's nice to have one kind of universal Swiss Army knife strategy than having, an overdefined one. So, yeah, not bad. What else had earnings? Anything else moving? Let me see. I don't think I've ever really looked at that one. Trash. Damn. Wouldn't have taken that one anyway. PKG, trash. PPG. Oh, oof.
Books. I missed it.
What is it? Oh my God. Why did nobody ask me about this one? Why didn't I look at this one? Damn. No, somebody did ask me about this one because I have a chart on it. Damn. Again, empty space. Oh my God. You gotta be it. Yeah. The contracts, if they're ass, will make me feel better about not taking it, but that's a great setup. That's a great setup. Fuck that channel. And it responds to earnings for the most part, it seems like. Yeah, it does. Damn. What do the contracts look like on that one? Let me go look. See if I need to have FOMO on this one or not.
Yeah, no, they're
They're expensive. Yeah.
You guys just trying to make me feel better.
No, they're expensive.
Damn!
Target
Yeah.
contracts are expensive. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's fucking expensive. I'm trying to message you on Discord like the website says, but I don't think I'm in your Discord anymore. Go to Ivy, if you can. Or join the free Discord and Messenger. So the setup going into earnings was you built structure or built a box, you popped out, you did not have enough volume, you returned down, you went to the previous area of consolidation where you had gapped up, filled the gap, built your own area, and then instead of going down, which typically will tip you off to which direction, you curled back up and you went into earnings with nothing up above you and sitting at your previous cost basis. If you move to the lower time frame, that's empty space. And so, yeah, you had, that is what I look for on earnings. Every single earnings trade that we take is, I mean, the one that we took, I mean, I'll show you guys some of the earnings trades we've taken. We took this one, or that was not an earnings trade. That one, sorry. We took this earnings trade, right? Big pop right up into empty space. All of my setups look the same. We took this one, punch back into empty space. There's been, I think there was a meta, but every single one of the earnings setups that we take, I'm trying to think of more off the top of my head, but I can't. Oh, that wasn't earnings. That was just fucking right place at the right time, dude.
Oh.
How do you join my Discord server? You have to do a little dance. No, just kidding. You got to go through the website. That's why people don't join my Discord right there. You got to go through the potterstockstrading.com website and pick a membership, or go through the free Discord. Talk to Ivy. Can I do Ethereum? You don't do Ethereum. Ethereum does you. Oh, man. Yo, no way. Listen, I had a sneaky little, and I'm not sure I can really say this yet, but I had a sneaky, I love when I don't love it because I know that people are getting wrecked and like kind of makes me feel bad a little bit, but like, I know I can hear everybody's voices reverberating. It's a bear flag. No, man, that's just channels. Bear flag my ass. But also, even if you don't use channels, just go with your floors. He bounced right off your floor. I would suspect that this empty space right here should be filled within the next 48 hours. Now, where that leads you, right? If you envision big green right here, the only thing that I can really say though is it doesn't really have much empty space beyond that. So the analysis right now is you're in a box, flat up, straight up. Tell me, do you really want to love me forever? 3075.50. And that's where that break happens back up to the upside. I mean, again, on Bitcoin, it's a little bit more simple to pick a target to the upside. On this one, not so much. Let's actually take a look at Bitcoin while we're here. Oh my God. Now that looks pretty good. I mean, just the fact that they have them in that short bind and now you're propped. I mean, if you're a crypto dork, I don't mean that derogatorily at all, but if you are, this doesn't look bad at all. This doesn't look bad at all, at least to go up and possibly fill that 94.33. So the only thing that could deter that is obviously a gnarly rejection here. So if you would have traded futures, you would still look for only box breaks out, or would you also look from... if I traded futures, would I top tick and bottom tick? No. I mean, I can't say that because there's certain situations where like price is opening up under a floor and it's the most straightforward rejection trade. So if I saw something like that, maybe, but I think, generally I would just stick to what I do. So, Noah's asking, inside of a box, would you look to buy the bottom and sell the top? Oh, so if I was trading futures and I was in a box, yeah, I guess if I, at gunpoint. IWM, Yeah, so I think if it doesn't move overnight, it's a good candidate to move. And it did shy away. One of the things I was questioning here is whether or not we are going to have a 260, and it's too. Oh, actually, it's too late now. But 265 breaking to the upside would give us a 266.73 target. One of the areas that I look for a rapid expansion in price is empty space. There's empty space all the way up to 268.73 and 269.31. So I'm looking at that as a potential because of the consolidation, because of the price driving down and then recovering its floor. That's typically a great setup for a potential punchback. And at the same time, if this is a bounce, reclaim the floor, go to cost basis, but reject, and that floor gets lost, then we could be looking at a drop down to 260. My cards right now are kind of more to the upside. So I was torn on QQQ, but I found the channel on the 24-hour. That's what told me go up. Thank you. Learned that from the class in your workshop last night as I was studying. Thank you so much. Hell yeah. Shout out to Past Me. Damn, where are we getting all these letters from? Here's the mail. Damn, my Gmail's filling up, Ivy. We need to dump some messages. Is there a trial available? Also, are there trades being taken or options, shares, or both? Are you on here? Because I could just answer your question now. What do you got for me, Junior? Oh, man. Ah, Junior. That's what makes this Discord, bro. But you people like you and the people inside of this Discord, you know, not to sound too culty, but you guys are what make this place pretty special. So I don't want to go shouting out the
Okay.
business, but dude, you're
I
a
love
good
this
man.
Discord, bro. Appreciate this Discord, man.
Good place to be, dude.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm going to say this one last time because I'm probably just going to have to start doing it myself. If you have, or said you did, have any old laptops that are still working and you would like to send them to me so that I can send them to people in this Discord before I have to go and buy them myself, because I want to make sure, I know we were talking about this during Christmas. It's almost the end of January now, so it's been about a month. If you have anything computer wise, you can send it to my PO box, and we'll send that to people who are in need. I still have a list of you guys who are waiting on those, but which email? I think it's Potter Stocks, maybe. It's Simple Stacks Investments. Also, Caleb Potter. Damn, you found Potty. Oh, you found me. Oh, nice. Hey. Yeah, I'm on the FYP. I did get in trouble today though for harassment and bullying. I didn't say anything. I think I was talking about myself. Can't even bully yourself nowadays. It's crazy. PC culture. UNH, ouch. Yeah, tomorrow might be, you might see yourself finding a little bit of a floor tomorrow, so. All right, does anybody have any questions? They say crisis is coming. They say a crisis is incoming in the coming year. Potter, what are my thoughts? I would say we're already in a crisis, and there's just more crises. And so, yeah, I mean, I try not to think about that kind of stuff, not in an ignorance kind of way, but not in I can't, I'm sure there is, dude. I'm sure there is. Look at ALRN and tell me why we didn't do signals. I think you guys have been asking me about Stride now for how many weeks? So if you're not in this one, that's on you. I hit you up on Discord, not got you up. What? Yeah, I mean, Stride's sitting at 8160. The next target would be 8535 on that earnings trade. So today we learn a big lesson. Did you guys not take this? Did you guys ask me for this analysis? I'm going to shame you. Did you guys ask me about this for
Expensive.
weeks?
It's expensive.
And it's expensive. Okay, if that's a
It was
reasonable
like
excuse.
$400. It was like $400 for 3 strikes out of the money weekly.
I don't know about three. Oh, because you were targeting the floor.
Yes, that's my answer too.
That's your answer too. Those are acceptable excuses. Any other good excuses?
Your mom.
All right, get him out of here. Get him out of here. You know, it's funny though, because when you guys do that, I'm kind of with you on that, you know. Were the 79s affordable? I think the two price targets I gave were 77 and 81. Lock
Yeah,
them
the
up.
81s are what I was looking for, and they were crazy buku money.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, what else? Does anybody else have any requests they would like for me to look at? Yes, thank you, Ivy. As soon as I get off.
They're monthly contracts, so I just took the 100s for 220.
You might be in a good position there, Chief. I can't speak on that yet, but we'll see where it opens. My dog ate my chart. That is not an acceptable excuse. If that's my chart, dude, that dog and me are going into surgery. I'll get my homework back. My cat did pee one time on a project that I did for school. And then when I tried to give that excuse to my teacher, she was already like, nah.
You turn that in with the pee on it.
I should have. But my mom also found some weird way to blame me. She's like, well, why'd you put it on the floor? I'm like, why is this cat pissing on my fucking project? Anyway, GameStop, what do you want me to do to this? Got that dog in him. Listen, what would you like? Pain, confusion, or sadness? I can find both on this chart. Okay, I got it figured out. Now again, I thrive on empty space. It's where I was born. But there's not a lot of it. That I would consider empty space, and this is an old box that you have, or a range that you did punch through. There is more space here. And that is the only, or one of the only targets that I could give you on continuation. But Ayo, is that Jay done in the live trading chat? What, in the waiting room? Yo, I pissed him off so bad the other day, it made me laugh. I scrolled right past the live and I pissed him off, dude. He like snarled his teeth at me. He was that pissed. I said, raise your hand if you go drive to your old school to flex on your principal. Because your principal was mad that you were selling rugs in school. No, I don't think that's Jay Dunn, though. At least I don't see that. Sold Amazon when it retraced. Yeah, anybody have any questions, though? Any questions? Charts? Hey, mamma mia. It did go. Okay. There you go. Not bad. Oh, it did. Yo, it tapped right off your floor. Not bad. Can you give me feedback on my charts in the waiting room? Let's see. Which probably the post your chart channel, I'm assuming. Relight? That's gotta be you. I want a box up above. I almost called you Devin. Tyler. I want this, I want a box up above. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2. So you need to have that up above. That's going to help you mark that out. But this box, shit. I want to, so look, wick, body, 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 body. You've placed it on these 2 wicks, which I see those, they're not even really at the same price mark. So I would bring that down, which, yeah, would officially have that candle close there. So, yeah, so again, you got to have what's up above you, right? I see a floor right there. I see a range right here. This looks pretty good. I would actually still bring that down, right? Tap, tap, candle, or body, body. And then what that does is it actually splits that fucking range in half and becomes its cost basis. So you built a box on top of that range. Also, I'm also, yeah, pretty sure that that's a cost basis. But anyway. Not bad, though. The chart, I mean, charts aren't looking bad. Now that, yeah, on a maybe a weekly time frame, I think 1, 2, 1, 2. So you are correct on the waves. Yeah. Yo, Unk, what's Greeks? Greeks are what determine the value or the fluctuation of value sometimes of the actual option contracts themselves. So if you're looking at delta, that's a measure of how much the value of that contract is set to increase by dollar move. So if you have a 0.45 delta, then you're going to get $45 per dollar move on that contract. Gamma adds to delta. So gamma is just saying that per dollar move, we're going to increase delta. So maybe a dollar move, and then now you have a $47 delta. And so now your contracts are increasing in volume. There's also theta, which is time decay. So anytime that you're not moving in your direction and you have less than 25 days of expiration, you're going to feel it. But it tracks the rate of decay. How fast or per day, how much is this contract going to lose? Man, this is a new account. Yeah, this is the new. Do I take those into account when I am trading options? So let's look at it this way. When I take my trades, funny enough, I'm not, if I'm trading, day trading, scalping, those could be important, right? Because I'm taking it from point A, point B, quick. Need to know that the contracts that I'm buying are going to be worth my time. But I also buy contracts when all of those factors or all of those have gone down, because I want to take my trades coming out of consolidation, because consolidation and max pain go hand in hand. Max pain is where both sides on 2 separate waves, right, in between 2 strikes, lose their value because it doesn't move. It goes up and down. And when it goes up and down in between those 2 price targets, we're losing value. Just losing, contracts are dying. And so as they die, I come in with fucking a defibrillator. And I'm like, hold on. There's a breakout coming, baby. Oof. Damn. Well, at least you know you can do it, man. 2026 is going to be a hard year for investors. Mark my words. Marking your words. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting year. I do. All right. I was not on YouTube now, Chris. I was not. Oh, thanks for the golden glove box. I didn't see the gifts until just now. Thank you, Mr. Illegal guy. All right. think we're good to go. I will go ahead and stop the recording on OBS now.